let's go through all of it. Let's talk about Mikey first and try to get through all of this information as fast as possible. But by way of Mike Coppinger, Mikey Garcia engaged in advanced talks with Eddie Hearn on a multi-fight deal exclusively with DAZN. There's no imminent deal at this point, but I will add, per Mike Coppinger and per this article in The Athletic, there was negotiations with Top Rank, but those negotiations are no longer going forward because Top Rank apparently wanted Mikey to fight at 135 this year. Mikey said, no, I want fights at 140. And right now, DAZN has a few more options at 140, in theory, for Mikey Garcia. And, you know, I am still perplexed by this information. There's not a lot more in this article that we really need to go in on compared to what the tweet was, to be fair. But my issue with this news is that Mike Garcia, when I interviewed him, for example, at the Comey-Beltran fight, he seems like a guy that likes to pride himself on being a free agent, having options, and an exclusive deal with a network, I think, may not fly. Even though, let's be honest, like DAZN having Mike Garcia would be a huge grab for them. We maybe can have an argument about how big of a grab is Mike Garcia in 2019, coming off a loss to Earl Spence. Is it a subscriber gaining grab similar to Canelo? No, not anywhere close to that. Can you get into the 100,000 subscribers with Mikey Garcia? I don't know. I don't know if Mikey Garcia is the guy to do that. Digressing from that point, though. I think we can table that discussion maybe for another time. Maybe if we just have more information. Like, again, I think similar to Spence Porter, I am really interested to see post-Spence Garcia what both those guys do in terms of numbers. Because that would be more of, it would give us more information on who was the leading draw, maybe at that fight, coming out of that fight. But digressing from that, Mikey Garcia going to DAZN, I think it would be interesting because we get maybe a Maurice Hooker fight. The names I brought up were obviously World Boxing Super Series guys like Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis, even though they aren't tied to DAZN. Eddie did specify that he's going to try to get them tied to DAZN. If, you know, I think the timing of this is also off here. I think if we have a Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis fight that happen, let's say this weekend or next weekend, and we have a finale, it's a sort of a finality to that, and then Eddie Hearn can lock up those two guys, then Mikey might be more inclined to go over to DAZN. But if I'm Mike, if I put myself in Mikey's shoes, there's a benefit to being a free agent here and flexing your muscles. And I don't know if the DAZN would be interested in one-off fights, but I would push for that. Maybe lower your price down a little bit and go for one-off fights. I don't know. Because no matter what, he's going to get above market value, right, for a DAZN fight. Like, he made near 8 figures, so near $10 million for Earl Spence, per this article by Mike Coppinger. I'm assuming he's asking for God what here? Guys, like 15, 20 million? Somewhere around that range, honestly, for a fight. You know, ask for 12 to 15 million, and it's a one-off fight. I think that's achievable. And you can fight a Maurice Hooker. You can fight a Regis Prograis, a Josh Taylor, you know, anyone of that nature. Rob in the chat saying, I think Josh Taylor will be with Eddie by the end of the year. Regis is with Lou, so it is own link there too. And of course, you know, Lou and Al Heyman having the rift. It's not like Regis can go over to that side. And plus, the Peter Berg connection isn't tied to really anyone at this time. If Hooker wins, there's potential for undisputed 140-pound. No. You're leaving out Jose Ramirez. Oh, wait, never mind. Hooker beating Ramirez. What am I thinking? Yeah, there is. Yeah. Similar. It would be similar to like DAZN, in theory, 3 months ago, having a complete monopoly of the middleweight division. That's no longer the case. But digressing for that point. Yeah, I agree. If Hooker wins, it seems like Josh Taylor and Regis are going to be DAZN fighters for the near future. Yeah, if you're most of the fights at 140 are at DAZN, but if you're Mikey, and if you know Mikey, it still doesn't make a lot of sense that he would sign a multi-fight exclusive deal to any network, because he never did that with PBC in a way. So, again, interesting news with Mikey. Going to be curious about where he goes next. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he sticks with the Danny Garcia fight. I don't know. Mikey's a curious guy because he really does go to the beat of his own drum. He's been everywhere. He's been at everyone's fight. He's been negotiating with everyone. It's just a different time. And again, the money that's now in the equation is just a different ball game. Rob saying, why doesn't DAZN have the middleweight monopoly? Well, one, the IBF situation, and two, the WBC situation. Like, like the WBC is not going to say that's an undisputed champion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no longer like as clear cut as it was, and especially if the IBF strip Canelo and we get a Derevchenko versus God who knows fight.